Everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is At the Buzzer, and we're joined, as always, by Jack Tiernan and Ryan Flynn. Gentlemen, how you doing?
We're doing good, I think. I don't want to speak for us both, but doing okay.
Ryan, you doing okay as well?
I'm actually not doing no. I'm
I'm sorry. I knew
no,
I
no.
shouldn't have done it.
hmm
The whole mood of this entire show is just ruined. No,
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
All I had to do was open my mouth.
Oh
doing
man,
well from a Celtic standpoint. I think a little better than we were last time,
I
for
think
sure.
so. Last time we were coming off 1-2 since the time before we recorded. Now 2-1. So, hey, pretty good. However, the Cavaliers seemingly have our number. What did you see in that 114-113 loss to the Cavaliers in overtime, Ryan?
I mean, the Cavaliers. I was pretty big on them. I predicted them when I did like my little projection thing. I thought they would come like fourth place.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now they're looking like the second best team in the East. I think we're right there with them, and I think Rob is a factor. But you also have to remember their team is super young, and these guys haven't all are just starting to all play together, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell just looks incredible. I think Garland is able to be more of a facilitator and ball handler, which is really going to unlock like just Mitchell's incredible scoring ability.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good shooter, and then they just have those two bigs behind them. So yeah, I just think honestly that last game we played really well. I just think it was the it factor of Garland coming back, providing that extra scoring for them. Even though Karis LeVert didn't play nearly as well. But we actually out rebounded them, which I was incredibly surprised by. And that was just, Big Al crashing the glass. Tatum got his rebounds that time. You can't count on that every night. That's kind of the thing with the Celtics, though. Like, it's most young teams. And, like, we're playing the Grizzlies. I feel like they're like that. They kind of need to, like, fire it under their ass a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. And then they'll just kind of, like, step up.
Yeah, Jack, how do you feel about the Cavaliers this season? Like Ryan said, he thought they'd be good. They're maybe even better than they were on paper.
I think when we talked about it earlier in this season, I think preseason as well, Ryan, I think I was surprised at how high you ranked the Cavs, and I think I was wrong straight up. I think also probably second best team in the East. I think I'm to echo almost exactly what you said. I think we're probably right up there with them. I think I'd like to see us healthy with Rob, though. To be honest with you, I think
Yeah,
that obvious
definitely.
that changes things, right? Because then you have a guy who can go up offensively and defensively against Jared Allen, right? Um,
Yeah.
so I think that's the biggest thing, and Evan Mobley too, right? Anyone who can test him, put a damper on him a little bit is nice.
And it
Um,
actually, I was gonna say that I think it actually like would help with like Mitchell was able to like in that first game you saw he had like that crazy dunk.
yeah, right.
It kind of helps like the rim protection he would have against those guys from getting those inside shots. That would help
Yep.
a lot as well.
You totally agree. The lane closes up a lot with Rob in there because he just has that elite wingspan and elite shot blocking ability, right? So that helps a lot. But yeah, you're right. The highlights that I watched because I couldn't watch it live was Mitchell driving, like pretty much getting anything he wanted inside the paint. So not just him, too. Garland, right? Like everybody was kind of eating them up in there. But that's kind of without a true center. Al is really more of a power forward.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now. I feel like that's what it's going to be, and the fact that we held them as close as we did, I feel pretty good
Mm-hmm.
about that overall.
No, yeah, me too.
So yeah, it sucks we lost those two games. Sucks how we lost them how we did, but I mean, I think they're going to be a fun team to keep playing this year.
Yeah, so another very good team from the East East, the team that delivered us our first loss of the season. And I'll be honest, they kicked the shit out of us in that first game, but we got a little bit of revenge here last Friday. Ryan, what'd you see in the Celtics Bulls game?
Well, again, that first game we really fell asleep in the second quarter,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
there was some, we definitely on our end there was some questionable responses to the ref calls, but there was
Yep.
also some, like there was also like calling the technical on Tatum was a little hard.
yep,
Things just got out of hand basically. But this Bulls game, I thought overall we looked a lot better. To me, it was pretty clear we were going to win the whole game. It
Mm-hmm.
was a little closer than I would like. That being said, it was because like you could just sense from the beginning. We were talking about this earlier. She's like DeMar DeRozan, like sometimes you just know it's like he's gonna be the best player on the floor. He's gonna score a ton of points and be really hard to shut down and just drop a bunch of fouls because he just takes like crazy, impossible mid-range shots.
Right.
And he
And
hits
that's
them
what
too.
happened.
The worst part, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, he's like the best, like him, Damian Lillard, like the best, like non-top three, like play, like just for one night they can be that without ever like having the ceiling of being like a top three player.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack, same thing. What did you see in this 123-119 loss to the Bills and win? Oh my God, no, we lost the first.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on that matchup, but no,
Yeah.
this victory. How did you feel kind of coming out of this? How did the Celtics respond after that game? I know, as Ryan said, there's a lot of extenuating circumstances within the game. People getting tossed out for bumping into refs, for instance, and people getting tossed out for technicals, which maybe we didn't agree with, but we're also huge green teamers, so you know how it is.
Definitely are.
Exactly.
But yeah, how did you think the Celtics responded to this, to their loss and now their win on Friday?
I think definitely better, obviously, than the loss, right? We can forget about the loss entirely and pretend it never happened.
Apparently, I can't, but yes, we should. We should.
I guess not.
You're due, just like DeMar DeRozan's due for a shutdown night like that, where he's gonna score a bunch of points. Any team's gonna be due, especially like a team as young and as reckless as the Celtics is due for just a shit night. Like,
Yep.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Especially like with the amount of threes we're taking right now, too. Like that's gonna happen. Like
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
A volume offense.
Which it's working. It's a little troublesome to me just because
Yeah.
we're not the best 3-point shoot. Like
I don't love it.
we're shooting really well, but like if you look at all of our players across the board, like I mean Brogdon, Tatum, and Brown are all pretty decent career shooters, I guess. Even though I don't know, Tatum sometimes, and even Brown sometimes can be very streaky.
Yeah.
And
Smart, especially. Also, you want to throw him in there.
Yeah, I mean he's just like a league. Well, we'd say like maybe he's like a league average shooter. Shoots
Probably
like,
league average.
It's
so streaky,
better than you would think, but like extremely streaky. And obviously, we know Derek White, super volatile.
He fixed his shot this offseason. I don't know if you guys talked about that. It looks so much better.
It does. But I know he kind of has a history in his career of like.
True.
He had a year. I think he had a year when he started on the Spurs where he was shooting like well. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. And I mean, Hauser seems to be helping a lot. He also seems a little streaky, but like not in like a detrimental way. Like he just shoots at such a high, but like when he's on, like I think he's shooting like 56% of the year right now.
Yeah. I'll give you a great stat. I'm sure you've just seen this too, Ryan, if you're alluding to that. But the 3-point percentage leaders in the league with more than I think it's more than 3 points or 3 attempts per game or something like that are in order Kelly Olynyk at 59%. What the fuck?
The Jazz, man. We could talk about that.
Yeah, right.
I watched them last night. I watched them last night. Like I watched highlights, but I watched like the first half and like, man, they're fun to watch.
They are. Lauri Markkanen, dude, big fan now. But yeah, so it's Kelly Olynyk, and then it's Sam Hauser at 56, and then Grant Williams at 53. And I'm like, look, I'm happy with that's a Danny Ainge legendary moment right now that I'm sure he's thrilled about. Except that he was trying to tank for Wembanyama, but whatever.
Right.
I know. Back to the Bulls. Sorry, I went on a tangent.
No, that's all right.
I think Celtics responded, obviously, played really well. I think, did Zach LaVine play? I don't remember him playing. If he did, he was clearly forgettable.
He didn't play. He did not play.
Okay. I think that is going to be one of the downfall for the Bulls is going to be injury, right? Because DeMar DeRozan's getting older. I think Zach LaVine needs to but like you need to like manage him like you are managing Kawhi pretty much at this point with his knee issues. And I think
is Kawhi still in the league?
Out, right?
Is that? I haven't
Kawhi,
seen him play.
My hot take is that the Nets should trade Kevin Durant for Kawhi Leonard straight up and just call it a day. But I don't think that's happening.
Also, correction, I was wrong. That's why I went back. It's like I think he might. Yeah, LaVine did play, but
he did play.
And he played. Yeah, he played the full game, but I mean, he was a little less, effective as a scorer than you'd like from him. I think he only scored 16 points. That's pretty low for Levine.
For
And
Levine.
that's the other thing with them is like, so if Levine, even like, he said not playing, but even if he scores 16 points, those three guys, like we said, it's a very underwhelming big three. They're all like good players, but none of them can. It's just not good enough defensively. So they all really have to be on and like scoring a lot. Like DeRozan and Levine need to be scoring like 30 points, and like Luch has to be just getting up like
eating glass like crazy.
Just straight up eating glass and like probably putting up 20 points.
Right. And he's undersized for center anyways, so it's like tough to it's tough to get rebounds that way. You pretty much have to hit your shots. So when they're not doing that, tough to win.
Yeah, and he's a really good. I believe he's a really good offensive rebounder.
Yeah, he's always in there for that. But yeah, you're right. Actually, I think defensively is where he struggles more.
And then Patrick Williams just who's supposed to be their four, and people really hoping might emerge into a star player.
Pretty sweet.
He's looking pretty underwhelming.
Yeah, at least to start, right? Was he rookie this year? He must be, right? I haven't heard the name before.
No, Patrick Williams. He's playing 3-4.
Really?
Yeah.
Why have I never heard of Patrick Williams? I'm not gonna lie, that makes me sound uneducated. I've literally never heard of Patrick Williams.
It's almost like, but right? It's the Bulls. So let me look.
Cool.
He is. Yeah, 20. This is.
Oh. I know Patrick Williams.
This is his third season. Yeah, it's kind of like and this is
fourth
right.
overall pick in 2020. Shit,
yeah,
I knew
exactly. This. It's not as high profile, right? One because Patrick Williams wasn't as high profile as prospect, maybe, and like it's not the Warriors, but it's kind of like I view like James Wiseman, where it's like this player is a high pick.
Yes.
He's always supposed to be this emerging guy. The thing is, though, is the Bulls kind of need Patrick Williams to come in now with all their injuries. And he just can't. And like James Wiseman, I mean, he's not looking great this season, but the Warriors will figure it out.
Was the entire 2020 draft a bust?
Yeah, there are some. Go down a hole here if we want to. Just
Let's keep it moving to the Celtics and Celtics and Knicks. Yes, this is my job. You guys have the knowledge. I have the keep it on track. Celtics 133, Knicks 118. This seems, like a pretty solid game from the Celtics. Ryan, what were your thoughts on it?
This was probably out of every game this year. I watched the first quarter, I watched the fourth quarter. Didn't get to watch as much of it as I liked. I mean, the Knicks are about what I expected. I mean, Jalen Brunson looks really good.
Yeah.
He got his wish out of New York. He gets to be like a top 3 player on the team, running an offense. Randall looks better with him so far. We'll see. I think Jalen had 30 points. Yeah. So. I was pretty happy with it. I would never really had a doubt we couldn't beat the Knicks. I know we lost them last year, and like randomly, like Evan Fournier kind of has our number, but he didn't really play that much.
Right. Makes me so mad.
Do you remember that? Like last year, it was when we were. I remember that. I think we actually were talking about like just different trade ideas. Because I think we were both probably so frustrated with the Celtics, and I remember we were like right in the running with like the Knicks, like we were and I think they placed ahead of us after that game, or it got close. They beat us, and like Evan Fournier, like did he score like 40 points?
And I don't think he missed. I think he was perfect from the field too, which is just that's like, absurd.
Might have dropped like 10 threes. I mean,
right.
I don't know if he's there, but he has that in him.
He does. It was so frustrating when he was with us, though. But you're right.
Yeah, because then he did.
Dude, the Celtics killers drive me nuts. Him and Chris Middleton, and there's some other dude who I can't even think of. But Ish Smith, dude. Those three. I swear to God, I'm like Ish Smith plays like 7 minutes a game anywhere he goes, but he pops off for like 40 points every time he plays us. But
or like wasn't Ish Smith one like I feel like a few years ago? It's like if you wanted a team to tank. It'd be like the Jazz, just like trade all their assets and then get like a bunch of, and it just and then be like Ish Smith, you run the offense. You're gonna score. You're gonna play 40 minutes.
You're a volume scorer. Good luck.
Like I think I was hearing like someone they're like I think all they really need is like someone needs to go up to Colin Sexton and be like, hey, you're the best player on this team. You need to be throwing out 20 shots at least per game.
That would be awful. That would be
No,
awful
but that is
basketball.
no, but that is like kind of that's what people are picturing. I think with
That's true.
Jazz, but then they forgot like all these guys are. It's like all these guys
Individually
are players.
good. Yeah,
No
right.
one would, none of them would ever be an all-star. It's crazy, but like
Right.
the closest you have is like Mark, but like
Yeah. Yep.
yeah,
He might be this year.
I think
He keeps
right
it up.
now. Yeah, but he's still like even like no, he looks electric, but like stats wise, he's putting up probably similar numbers to
pedestrian.
Andrew Wiggins had last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Okay.
22 points. He obviously more rebounds because he's a 7-foot center. Like 9 rebounds, but like 2.5 assists. I think it's something like that. Those are good numbers, but they're not mind blowing.
Oh, you're right. That's fair.
All right. So tonight we're recording this. It's currently 6:56 Eastern time. Celtics facing off against the Grizzlies. Ryan, who you got?
So I think this is going to be the third one in a row, and I just going with the hammer and the homer picks.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean to keep. And I was like, because like that Cavs game would have picked like this, like. But yeah, I'm just going to go with the third straight homer pick. I'm going to say the Celtics. I think they've been looking really good these last 2 games. I will say, as big as Rob's a miss for us, and as good as like this, the Grizzlies are a system team, right? You've seen them still do well with like these guys like Aldama, whoever else, because that's just how they play. But I think like playing against a team as good as us, I think the Jaren Jackson miss is going to be pretty big.
Cool. And Jack, same thing. Who you got tonight?
I mean, Celtics are without Luke Cornett, so I think I'm gonna have to go. No, I'm kidding. I think I'm probably. I don't know. I'm torn between this. I think either could win. It is. I think I
agree with you. Yeah.
To be a contrarian, I think I'm gonna say Memphis.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a big Desmond Bane night. If I had to pick, but.
He's been on fire.
He's also a Celtics killer. He has been on fire this year.
Well, he was drafted by the Celtics. So.
Right. And then
Some
we traded him for
animosity.
fucking right. Yeah. I think I'm still sad about that, but I'm gonna go Memphis. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think they probably get us by 5.
We've typically played pretty well against them.
We have.
Yeah, and again,
Can't contain Ja though. That's the one thing, and he's gonna drive like crazy tonight because I know I kid about Cornette, but like he is a decent paint protector. All things considered, I mean, compared to who else we have, are we gonna start Blake Griffin again? Like, I don't know what's happening with that. So, I'm like, we did call up my guy Mfiondu Kabengele, so I'm good with that as well. Actually,
Blake Griffin had 7 points against the Knicks. So
in 15 minutes, honestly, I'm
don't
okay
call
with
it
that.
a comeback, but
Don't call it a comeback. But
he's not.
we're
But
gonna pay
he's
him the max
someone.
next year.
You can't look at his numbers when he's playing. Like we have him out there because positionally and like even like in defensively, and think about the charges he can take and stuff like that.
Dude,
he knows
plus
what he's
Al didn't play.
He knows what he's doing. Like
yeah. Oh
so
yeah.
So I can see why they started him at center. Honestly,
that's a good move.
Yeah, and especially because Al's pretty big for a power forward or long enough, So
he's got this plan, yeah.
Yeah, and then Jalen's a big shooting guard. Tatum's.
We got a big lineup, honestly. Smart's 6'3". That's solid. So, I'm not gonna talk myself out of the Grizzlies, but I'm obviously rooting for the Celtics, duh. But give me Memphis.
All right, and Jack, where can they find you online?
Best place to find me is on Twitter, and that's @Jack_Tiernan. Follow me there for NBA takes now that I'm back in the US of A.
Yes.
Also follow my Instagram @JackDiscGolfs. I have a tournament coming up in 2 weekends, the last one for the year. Yeah, solid. And that's all she wrote for me.
Awesome. And then Ryan, anything you want to promote before we get on out of here?
I'm relatively off the grid, as they would say, but you can check me out on the Wicked Good Sports blog. I've been posting some stuff. I had an article last week on the Inman Brooklyn situation. I'm working on getting out a Paolo article.
Oh, he's elite. He's so good.
Yeah, well, I think he's kind of taking the back burner right now, which is interesting because like
Oh.
as good as he is, no, I feel like we should be hearing more about him for how good he is. I don't know,
True. I agree.
and a lot of that is probably understandably Wembanyama. I think everyone's just kind of caught up in that swarm right now. Like, what is that looking like next year?
Yep. No, I mean, I'm even seeing. I'm not like especially plugged into NBA Twitter, but even I'm seeing highlights of him. And
The Wemby
Wembanyama.
stuff.
yeah,
I was out at out at a brewery like over the weekend, and someone I was talking to just shit was like we weren't even talking about basketball. And they're like, dude, have you seen this guy? And just showed me like just randomly just showed me a picture of Wembanyama like at the 3-point line, just like crossing up some dude. Like
yeah,
it is different.
Unprecedented, yeah.
yeah.
When I was in Japan, they kept showing him actually on like the random news channels, and I'm like these guys. The only people they care about is Rui Hachimura, right? And they were showing Wembanyama stuff, so I'm like, that's how you know he's
Already an international superstar.
right.
Forces
Yeah,
him
that's
out in the NBA.
I mean, you guys know that the NBA app is they're streaming his games for free.
Yeah, I
If
saw
you don't
that.
need a league pass,
That's absurd.
Yeah, they're all in on him and making him like
Yeah.
the next big star. I feel like so.
sure.
Hey, it's fun. We'll keep our eyes out, obviously. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at @theFakeDMar. This BMARR channel is on Twitter at WickedGoodSport or WG Everything for as long as Twitter exists. Who knows what's gonna happen with that? We're also on Instagram at WickedGoodEverything, Twitch at twitch.tv/WickedGoodEverything, and on TikTok. Search WickedGoodSports, search WickedGoodEverything. Guys, thank you so much for your time tonight,
Thank you
Thank
for having
you,
me,
bro.
Ryan.
and we'll see you all in the next one.